So guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to blow a trading account. Now you're probably wondering how to blow in a trading account. Why would I want to learn how to do that? Because unfortunately, some of you are doing this, but don't even realize that you are doing it. So in this video, I'm going to show you what the psychology of a trader that constantly blows a trading account looks like. Now here we've got GBP USD. As you can see, we saw a nice bullish rally last week. We caught a lot of this bull run. In fact, we caught the whole bull run last week to the upside. Massive percentage gains. But on the front, as you can see, I've got a sell target here. So obviously we were looking to sell price once it does hit this resistance area. But fortunately, it was Friday. We were happy with our results, so we weren't in the market. So of course we didn't sell. But obviously, if we did sell, our stop loss would have been hit. That's of course if it wasn't above this wick. But as you can see, likelihood is the stop loss would be just above this resistance area. So our stop loss would have been hit if we did enter this trade. Fortunately, as I said before, we did not enter. So let's have a closer look and see what some of you guys are doing. Why are you blowing an account? Now, some of you probably have sell positions on this trade, right? So you probably would have spotted exactly what I spotted and said, okay, well, price is now, retested this key resistance area. We're probably going to see at least a small move to the downside. I can maybe catch 2-3% on the sell position, which it would be obviously a good piece of analysis. It would have been in alignment with ours as well. But here's the difference. If we did enter this trade and our stop loss was hit, that would be it for us. Unfortunately, some of you guys may start off with a stop loss. Your stop loss gets hit, but then you jump in again to the point where you actually end up removing the stop loss completely, and now you're going to be hoping for the best, right? So in your mind now you're saying, well, it should sell off at this level, right? So instead of thinking of this from the probability standpoint and just basic risk to reward, cutting your losses and letting your winners run, you're now getting into a mindset where in your mind this has to sell off, right? And no matter whether that's from a fundamental standpoint, which I highly doubt it would be, or a technical standpoint, the point is you're now moving into this pair owes me something, right? You're getting into this entitlement kind of mindset where you're not leaving the trade because you believe it should sells off. Now, unfortunately, this is what could potentially happen on this trade now. As you can see, a strong bullish candle on GBP USD daily time frame on the Friday. Now, let's say we open up, the market opens, you see a small pullback. It might move back to your break even, but in your mind, you're not going to cut the lot. You're not going to come out at break even because now you're saying, okay, it's going to go down now. What ends up happening is price then moves back up to the upside and you're like, oh wow, what's happening? And then this happens. You're down 100 pips, 1%, 2%, 3%. You've now blown your account. You've completely blown your account, and of course price can then start to sell off at this level, but beyond this point it's now too late. You're out of the game. You're no longer liquid. And this is what a lot of traders are currently struggling with, right? And that's why I say, look, mentoring and coaching is so important because a lot of you are missing out on the psychological aspects of this, right? Even if you're right about a trade, you've got the best analysis, the best strategy in the world. If you haven't got the right mindset or the right guidance, you're always going to lose no matter what, right? And this is what it comes to. Stop trying to be right. Traders that have this mindset where they have to be right, the market should do this because of this happened and that happened, tend not to do well, right? The traders that can actually let a trade play out. They work for the highest probability trades. They take the best risk to reward trades, right? They tend to be more profitable. Why? Because instead of focusing on just being right and I told you so and all this kind of very ego-driven, emotional state of mind, they're happy to move on. Okay, I was wrong about that trade. I'll move on. Next opportunity. Okay, I was wrong about this trade. Stop loss hit. Okay, it did go in the right direction. Maybe I should have had a big. But it's this. You have to have a short term memory. You can't fixate on a position and say to yourself, "This has to happen." I have to be right on this trade. This. You have to get away from that mindset and be willing to cut your losses short and let your winners run. And that's just a brief example of what some of you guys are doing, and that's how you blow an account, by the way. That's literally it. And I know some of you are like, wow, that's definitely me. Now if that's you, it doesn't matter. We're heading into a new week. There's going to be so much opportunity, and again, from a fundamental perspective, really and truly, this should start to sell off. But of course, the dollar is still extremely weak at the moment, which is why the majors are continuing to rally, and this is not unusual. If you look at 2008, we saw the exact same pattern. We saw the majors rally, and then all of a sudden dump. Is a classic pump and dump pattern that we're seeing here in the market. But nevertheless, if that's you, and you want to improve your trading, send me a message. Let's talk, right? Let's see how you can improve and move from a state of ego into a state of profitability, really treating this like a business. It doesn't matter, you can have the best strategy in the world, you can sound like a genius, but the reality is only you know if you're profitable, right? Only you know if you're actually producing a positive return each month or quarterly, etc. So that's the state of mind we want to move into. It's no longer this ego-driven sort of, criticizing people's analysis and, oh, you do this and I do that. Guys, let's move from the upper echelons of, are we profitable? This is just it, guys. Are we profitable? This should be our only question. Are we profitable? Are we producing returns? Right? Because that's literally all that should matter to you, to investors. That's it. This is what this is about. It's about profitability, of course, learning as well, but profitability is the main agenda. And I point it to you. This is becoming a very toxic environment on social media. With a lot of people just, again, there is a lot of traders failing, so they do then start to project this, their sense of insecurity on others. But again, guys, if you're profitable and you're doing well, trust me, you're not going to be, critiquing others, commenting on people's, stuff of, oh, you do this and I do that. Who cares? Are we profitable? If everybody's making money, I mean, there should be no issue, right? But of course, some people unfortunately just aren't doing well, so you are going to get these people projecting their insecurities. But again, send us a message and we can transform that for you. Speak to you all soon.